everybody. So I just kind of wanted to clear some things up because I am getting a lot of questions, pretty much the same questions, and that is so awesome. I'm so happy that y'all are so interested in this way of eating, and it really does make me happy to get the questions. But I figured instead of just having to keep repeating myself, I would make a quick video that just kind of gives out some facts and kind of clears some things up. I know I've made a video before of like the do's and the don'ts or what have yous, but this video is kind of more of like a I don't know, just an informative video on the ketogenic way of eating. Okay, so let's just dive right in, guys. So with this way of eating, I want to really, I said this before my last video, but I really want to relate this to you guys. This is not a diet. It's not. It is a way of eating, and it's a whole life change. It's not a diet. I mean, you can temporarily do this, but unfortunately, a lot of people gain the weight back once they start eating the carbs again. So, if carbs do not work well with your body, listen to your body. If you are extremely overweight from eating carbs and sugar, then maybe you shouldn't eat carbs and sugar. Also, do consult with your doctor before trying this way, but I will let you know to be wary because a lot of doctors are against it because they want to make money off of you, unfortunately. So instead of going to a big pharma doctor, I would suggest going to a homeopathic doctor. And yeah, because they're not trying to make too much money off of you, just a doctor's visit. This way of eating was, one second, I've got to close this door because them birds are driving me cuckoo. I'm back. So, where was I? So this way of eating was actually invented not to lose weight, but instead to help seizure patients. That is what it originally was invented for. They found that this way of eating reduced the amount of seizures that seizure patients were having because the high fat content and the no sugars was doing something up in your brain, and it made it to where you had less seizures. So it is very good for seizure patients. It is very good for cancer patients because without sugar feeds cancer cells, guys. I mean, I don't know if y'all know this, but sugar feeds cancer cells. So if you have a history of cancer in your family, like I do, if you've ever been, diagnosed with the possibility of having cancer, or you've ever had cancer cells found in your body, don't eat sugar. It feeds those cells. It feeds them and it helps them grow. It is best just to not eat sugar. Okay, guys, just don't do it. Also, I want you to know that you really can't eat everything you want just because you're not eating carbs. You can't. You have to be sure of your calorie intake, because if you are not burning more calories than you're putting in your body, I mean, you've heard this forever now, right? What am I going to say? You're going to store fat. You're going to store fat. If you are not burning more calories than you're intaking, your body will store the fat. It's just science, guys. You have to use the energy you're eating. If you eat, I don't know, I can't think right now, but if you eat a hamburger, like greasy grease, or like I showed you on my breakfast yesterday, how it was just packed loads of butter and grease, and I'm sure y'all are like, oh God, girl, calm down. No, I needed a lot of energy yesterday. I was cleaning a house, getting ready for a garage sale, organizing. I needed to think clearly, and I needed to use that energy. And I was running around doing all this, sweating, and urinating quite a bit yesterday because I was using the energy I was putting in, and my liver was flushing it all out because of the ketones I have stored. How do I know I have ketones stored? Let me show you these little things that are quite awesome. You do have to ask the pharmacist for them because I don't think they hold them on the shelf. I had to ask the pharmacist to give me these. And what they are is keto sticks. Let me just show you. So here they are. They're little sticks. Look like kind of like pregnancy test sticks or drug test sticks, whatever. And they have the same basic idea. You pee on it for 15 seconds in the stream or whatever it is. I don't really remember, but I just dip it in. And it will show up a color. And right here you have your colors. Now this dark purple means you have a very, very high amount of ketones in your body. I suggest, preferably for me, that you... Okay, so my phone died because it's been doing this weird thing where it gets down to like 14% and then all of a sudden it just dies on me. Like right in the middle of me talking. So rude. Anyways, back to the keto sticks. So my suggestion is for you to stay probably right about here. In between this and in between this, which is in between moderate and the largest possible amount that you can have. That's a good spot to be. If you slip to here, it's okay. When you get here, you kind of want to check what you're doing. You want to make sure that you're burning the same amount of calories as you're eating. You want to make sure that you aren't eating too many sugars, even if they're natural sugars from fruits, from berries, from wherever you're getting them from. You want to make sure you're not doing too much of that. Because that can rid your liver of ketones, and you want ketones. So some people may ask, can I just buy those keto vitamins and that like promise that all the magic's gonna happen in one day and I'm gonna go into ketosis in like a few hours just from these magic little pills? No, they're fake. Don't buy those. That's such bull malarkey. That is not true. You cannot, all that is like coconut oil and like fats condensed into a little pill. That's all that is. And if you're gonna spend $100, I saw this on somebody else's video. If you're gonna spend $100 on those, send that $100 to me, and I will send you a pill of nothing. Okay, because that's what you're paying for, nothing. You can eat coconut oil. You can eat all the stuff that's promising. You can eat it, and guess what? You are not gonna go into ketosis within a couple hours. That is BS. Straight BS, straight up lies, somebody trying to make a little dollar off of you. No, ma'am or sir, don't do it. Okay? You just don't want to because it's not true. I will show you all the vitamins that I take. I mean, it may be different for you, for what your body needs, but I find this to be the best combination of vitamins. I take them every morning, right when I wake up, gets my day going right. So here it is. This is magnesium. You will need magnesium because it supports proper muscle function, which is important because here's the reason that you get muscle cramps when you start keto eating. Your liver is flushing all the time. Flushing. The ketones are numbing, and your liver's going num. That's a visual representation for you. So, yeah, you need muscle support. Your muscles are going to dry out if you're not drinking enough water. That's another thing. Girl, drink your water. Drink it. Your body can't keep up with you if you're not putting the right things into it. Because your body is you're in ketosis, your body is just flushing out so much toxin, fat, everything else. It's just flowing. So you have to have muscle support. It's very important. It also provides energy. Guys, I know what this is for, but I'm trying to read it in their words, but I can just tell you. It's for muscle support and energy. I take the morning time one. They have one that helps you sleep as well. I don't have issues sleeping because I love my sleep. Sometimes I stay up later than I should doing work, but that's just because I get caught up in a project and I can't stop until it's complete. It's part of my OCD. That's all that is. So, yes, you need good sleep. So if you don't sleep well, get the ones that are for nighttime. I need energy in the day to get me through the day, and then by the nighttime I will be tired and ready for bed. So that is why I get the morning ones. What else? Also, here's another vitamin, a 1-a-day vitamin. It's very important, especially for women. You need these 1-a-day vitamins for your hair, for your nails, and just for all your goodness, you know, just for your skin and everything. I want to go back to the skin thing here in a minute, but let me just go ahead and finish off vitamins. That way we're all on the right track, okay? So here's my other vitamin I use, B12. The reason I use B12 is because I have hypothyroidism, and I don't take my thyroid medication because it is bogus. So it is a way for Big Pharma to get money off of me, and it's bogus because they can't track my hypothyroidism because I've gone in and I've gotten blood work and I had no hypothyroidism. And then I've gone in and had blood work, and I do have hypothyroidism. So, as y'all know, hypothyroidism cannot be treated, but some people have it to where it's very hard to track. Therefore, it's very hard to medicate with pharmaceutical medications. I'm only speaking on hypothyroidism because I know about it because I've done my research on it. And you can medicate hypothyroidism by your diet, the way you eat, and the vitamins you take. When you have hypothyroidism, or at least for me, my body lacks B12. So I take some B12s. And again, it helps with the growth of tissues and is essential for red blood cell formation. This is not just for energy, guys. This is good for you. So take this with a full, I would say, bottle of water or glass of water or whatever you want, because here's the thing about vitamins. When you take a vitamin, if you do not drink, the reason they all say drink with a full glass of water, because vitamins are usually large. And they can usually, there's water in the fridge, baby. There's some in the fridge. They can get stuck in your, not a lot of people know this, but I remember I had a nutritional professor at college, and she told me that vitamins can actually get stuck in your intestines because of the paste that they're made with, the fillings they're made with, can get sticky and stick to your intestine if you don't drink enough water. And with the keto way of eating, your body is needing water. So it's not like hydrated very well, you know? So what happens is your vitamins can get stuck in your intestines, and they melt down on your intestines, and they can actually burn through your intestines and cause a hole in your intestines and cause you to have E. coli poisoning. So just a forewarning, that little warning label that says drink with a full cup of water, there's a reason they put those kind of warning labels on bottles, okay? And you want to be drinking water anyway, guys, because listen, like I said, like I said, this way of eating, you're flushing all the time, so your body is lacking the water it needs. You will become dehydrated. Your kidneys and your liver need that water. Give it to it. Don't try to shortcut on the water. I mean, like if you have a soda thing and you need to drink those Zevias, that's cool. But please, 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 drink a Zevia and then drink a water. Drink a Zevia and then drink a water. Okay? Please, don't discredit the amount of water you need to have in your body. So this is not, I want to point out that this is not a easy transition. It's not a quick fix, and it's not something that happens overnight. I did a lot of research on this before I started this way of eating, and I recommend you do the same. Please research this. Make sure it's right for your body. Make sure that you know your heart and everything is in good standing. Check with your doctor first, like I told you. You want to, you need to know that it's not an easy transition. You're going to kind of feel like crap at first. Your body is flushing and flushing and flushing, and it's ridding itself of all those sugary toxins, all the carb toxins, and it takes your body some getting used to. You will not fall into ketosis for about 3 days after you start. And for about the first week, you're going to just be losing water weight. That's a great thing. I mean, but you need to be putting water back in, okay? And so my recommendation would be to track everything you're doing. Everything, especially at first. Like, I kind of slacked off on the tracking, and I shouldn't. Like, even being 4 months in almost, I shouldn't be slacking off on tracking stuff, because it is very important. You don't want to overdo your calories, and you don't want to underdo your fat intake, and you don't want to overdo your carbs, you know, because that's going to knock you out of ketosis. And then guess what? It's going to take 3 days to get back into it. Is it worth it? Just don't, okay? Just like I told y'all in my last video, get you a little dry erase board from the 99-cent store. That's where I went and got mine. I believe it was from Dollar General or somewhere, and they were only like, I want to say those were only, no, I did. I got them from the 99-cent store, and they were 99 cents, y'all, Dollar Tree. That's why I got 2 of them. No, but anyway, so just get you a little dry erase board, stick it to your fridge, and every time you eat a gram of carb, write it down. Every time you eat whatever your calorie intake is, write it down. And then, or if you want to get one of those apps, if you're not old school like me and you don't want to write stuff down, excuse me, I'm sorry, I had a coffee and now I'm burping because I'm drinking water and it's just, ugh. Anyway, so if you're not like me and you don't like just jotting things down and you want to keep track through an app, do it. There are apps out there that are awesome. I can't think of any right now, but I think that My Fitness or something like that. If you know the apps, just leave comments below and I will try to look them up and leave comments below. I don't use the apps, so I don't know them, but I will look them up for you because I know there are a few good apps that will track your macros and all that. I don't track all that. I just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Come on now. I do. I really do. Like, I try to keep this as simple as I can so that way it's easy for me and it's easy for you guys. But do your research yourself because everybody is different. Every single person is different. We all have different needs. We all, you may not need the same vitamins I need. You may need different vitamins than what I need. You may need something I don't, you know, because every single person is different. We all have different health issues. We all have, maybe some of us have no health issues, and we don't have to be as careful as others. I mean, there's just so many, every single human is different. I mean, when I worked as a teacher, I can tell you right there that every human is different. We all have different needs and we all have different learning ways. If you learn by reading, go research this. If you learn by watching, there's tons of videos, not just mine. There's other videos out there that are so helpful. Do your research. Research is key to this way of eating, and it will help you so much. Don't just take my word for anything. Don't take anybody's word for anything. You do your own research and come to your own conclusion of what your body is going to need. But these are just the basics. So, I told y'all to drink water. I told y'all about the liver dumping everything out. You want to be careful about sodium intake too, because, I mean, if you're eating tons and tons and tons of salt, and your body is already flushing out tons and tons and tons of water, you can become dehydrated very quickly and you can get sick very quickly. You've got to monitor everything and be very self-aware. Like I said, this is not an easy transition or a quick fix. It is easier than anything I've ever tried, but it's probably because I did my research first. Another thing I really want to say, because so many people out there are just so concerned that they're not losing weight right away. They saw my when I came out about what I was doing. I say that like I came out of the closet or something, but no, when I came out about this, which was kind of like coming out of the closet, I really didn't want to share with anybody what I was doing, because I was afraid that would make me kind of be obligated to lose a certain amount of pounds, and people usually just focus on pounds and not inches. This way of eating, you can't focus on the pounds, because your pounds aren't going to move sometimes. They're not going to move for like days and weeks even sometimes. But guess what? Your inches are going to move so much. That is why it's very important for you to take measurements. If you don't have any way of taking measurements, take pictures. Pictures don't lie, y'all. Pictures do not lie. Like, you can't suck up back fat, okay? So when your back rolls are starting to disappear in pictures, you see the difference, okay? Trust me. I would recommend taking a picture on the same day every month. Not every week, not every 2 weeks. No. Do it once a month on the same exact day, and see how you've progressed. And if you feel you haven't progressed as much, make a few changes. Less calorie intake, more fat intake, whatever it is that you need to change to maybe up the ante a little bit, do it. And pictures will let you know, hey girl, you are looking fantabulous even though that scale hasn't moved. Don't worry about the scale, guys. Please don't. And don't check your scale every day. I made the mistake of checking my scale every single day, and if I wasn't down a pound, I was upset. Okay? Don't do that. I recommend checking your scale probably every 2 weeks. That's probably a good amount of time in between to check your scale, because like I said, with this way of eating, more often than not, you are going to lose inches before you lose pounds. You're building muscle mass, you're more active, you are drinking lots of water, so you got water weight. But let me tell you, your pant sizes are going to go down. I haven't lost weight it went down 2 pounds yesterday, which was good, but before that it had been probably about 3 to 5 days since I had gone down any pounds. Yet I went down a pant size during that week. So that's what I want to stress more than anything in the world. Y'all, that scale is your worst enemy. I'm not saying don't track your weight, because it is very important for you to track your weight, because if you start gaining, you're going to want to make changes. You want to, like I said, you want to make sure you're eating the right amount of calories and the right amount of fat and the right amount of sugars, and then, the right amount of carbs. You cannot overdo anything or underdo anything. It's got to be to a science, and it has to fit your body. And the only way to find out what fits your body is trial and error. So if you're, wanting to give up just because that scale hasn't moved, please don't. Please don't. Your body wants to store stuff. Your body thinks that it has to store stuff, especially in the beginning. What happens in the beginning is all of a sudden you stop eating sugars and you stop eating carbs, and your body's like, whoa, hold on a minute. We need those. We need that sugar for energy. We need those carbs. We need this fat. She's starving herself. He's starving himself, whatever your gender is. I'm only speaking for myself. Pretend this is my body speaking, okay? So it's like she's starving herself. We have to hold on to this stuff. Who knows when our next meal will be? Nobody knows. That's what's going on inside here, okay? And so that scale may not move, but the ketones in your liver are still doing their job, and they are still flushing and flushing and flushing and flushing, and you are losing weight. Do not be discouraged. Another thing I want to mention is the older you are, the harder it is, guys. Please, another thing to not be discouraged about. If you are up there in age, especially around like menopausal age, guys, it's gonna be a little harder on y'all, and I'm sorry. It just is. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Use that as motivation to work even harder. Like, I'm gonna show these young guns, it ain't gonna be harder on me. It ain't gonna be harder for me to lose weight than them. Excuse me? Use that as your motivation. You can do this just like any young person can. I'm kind of teeter-tottling in the middle of young and old, so please have a moment of silence for my age. No. So all I'm saying is just, it is going to be a little bit harder for the older you are, and it might be harder for people who are less active, because you're not burning as many calories as people who are more active. I chase around a toddler all day. I chase around a 6-year-old all day. I mean, I am chasing around an 84-year-old woman all day. And I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm pretty mobile all the time. So if you're not mobile all the time, and you're kind of like, you got a desk job or whatever the situation is, and you might have a disability even, it's going to be harder, and it's going to take a little longer than, say, somebody who is going to the gym and sweating it and sweating it and sweating it. And by the way, if you are doing that, you need to be drinking twice as much water, okay? Twice as much water if you're going to the gym. Okay? Or if you're doing any kind of workout, because you don't want your blood pressure to drop, and you don't want to pass out in the middle of the gym. So, you know, you just need to be aware of how your body works. Let me just say that. It is very important for you to be aware of exactly what your body does and how it reacts to things. And yes, everybody's different, but we all have basically the same anatomy. We all have basically the same inner workings in our body, and we need to be aware of them. We need to be aware of what does what, and what makes what tick, and what makes things not tick so much. And, you know, just be aware. Be very aware, and do some research and do some studying up on your anatomy, and you should be fine. Like, this really isn't that hard. It's not an easy transition, but it's not a hard one either. I mean, I don't want to discourage anybody. Let's see. Did I tell you about proportions? It's just proportions. Okay, so I know sometimes when y'all see my plate, it looks like a huge, massive amount. But I usually eat on a saucer that is about this big, okay? So when y'all see a picture of my food up close and the whole entire plate is covered, be aware that it is about this much. I am not loading up, and my bacon strips, I cut them in half. So when it looks like I have 4 bacon strips, really I'm only having 2. So that is kind of important to pay attention to, your proportions. Like I said multiple times to this video, I believe, you want to make sure your calorie intake is not overdoing your activity, okay? Because it's very easy to kind of do that, you know. You will stall. Don't look at the scale. It's going to happen. Find what works for you. Smaller meals throughout the day, like eat a small, my breakfast is probably my biggest meal and my most fattiest meal because I need the energy to hit me for the day. Lunch, I don't snack in between. I know that some people recommend it, but I don't find myself hungry. And I don't like to eat unless I'm hungry because I'm eating enough fat that I don't need more fat. If I do eat a snack, it may be a few pork rinds. It may be a piece of cheese. It may be, let's see what else. Seeds. Sometimes I eat sunflower seeds. Sometimes I don't. I don't eat them that often, but like if we're on vacation or something and we're in the car, and you know how when you're in the car you just want to snack, like when you're in the car for a long period of time. Cashews and sunflower seeds have been my go-to, but you know you don't want to overdo the cashews, so let me just tell you that. Okay, so I think I've gone over everything that were on my lists here. I've been doing this for 4 months. Almost. On the 5th it will be 4 months. And I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning. I've watched videos where people say they've been doing this for 2 years or so, and they're still learning new things, new recipes, new ways to kind of make the flush happen quicker, or, you know, ways to just do different things to help them. And so it's a learning process, and it's a long learning process, and I don't think you ever stop learning. But it's a good process. So yeah, I think I've gone over just about all the questions that I've been asked so far. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment below. As soon as I get more subscribers, or if you guys want me to, I can do a live Q&A, and that way y'all can ask me right then and there, and I can answer it. So I hope y'all like this. I hope y'all enjoyed this information. I hope it helped you. And I hope it makes it kind of a little bit easier to make this transition, this huge, huge, huge life-changing transition. It's very good for you to do. So I hope that I've helped you some way. If you like what you see and you want to see more of this beautiful face, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you are already subscribed and you're not getting notifications when I post a new video, hit that little bell. It's somewhere around the subscribe button, I believe. I don't really know. I'll have to look at that. But I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around the subscribe button. There's a little bell. You hit that and you will get notifications as soon as I post a new video. Bye, guys.